Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Dalton. This is Armstead Farms, Footlawn Farmer YouTube channel. We just got done covering bunk. As you can tell, sweaty, dirty, stinky. That's part of it. Covered the fourth cutting that we put in yesterday, that we purchased from Lawnell Farms. Beautiful pile. Got that all covered. It's now 9 o'clock. Grandpa is sharpening the chopper. We're going to go chop some corn. We're going to try putting in probably 35, 40 acres today as a starter pile. Then we're gonna step back and put manure on that and try to get a little bit of triticale in for the rest of this week. And next Monday we're gonna go guns blazing and just start chopping. The concrete for our new bunk pad got pushed back again, which severely irritating, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it, I guess. So the concrete's not going to be getting poured until a week from this upcoming Monday. So a week and a half from now, and that's just what they say. That seems to just keep getting pushed back. So a week and a half, and then we'll have to let it set for a week. So I don't know how that's going to work as far as putting corn on it. We'll see how wet or / dry the corn is, but I mean, it is what it is. We've got to have room to put the corn in. So that's what it is. Yeah, follow along. Let's go chop some corn. First, we're gonna throw a 9420 on the Dominator. Jack's gonna rip the field I put sand on the other day. And he's gonna rip these couple fields that we're gonna chop today after I get manure on them as well. So follow along. Brought up a little bit of coolant too. This tractor's a little bit low. And also, Tyler got a new toy. New armrest for this tractor. It was one up in there is cracked. We will show you that. He's just dropping the blade off of this one right now. Sometimes that happens where it doesn't want to go low enough. Got to dig down. We could put blocks of wood underneath. Sometimes we do that. We haven't had to the last few times, so we didn't worry about it too bad. But we get the coolant thrown in, get that new armrest going. All right, 9420's clipped on, got its new armrest in, ready to roll. 8850's ready to literally roll.
Wow, that was
pretty
good, dog.
You're supposed to be the joke of the day guy. I'm over here with the knee slappers.
You're over here, Tom. Nope, me out of business.
Why don't we go chop some corn? Real quick, before we leave the chop, the pool covers in the back of this shed. They're shutting down the pool today. So we're gonna get that out for Grandma, so that way it's a little easier. And the pool guys can just get her closed up for winter. All right, pool covers delivered to the pool guys. We are off. Be thinking of a joke.
I'll think of something. Might be a little corny.
Ah! Well, I dumped my first load of corn off, and I said the 9560R will not start through an alternator code. Belts look fine, so just called and ordered an alternator for it. It's down in Warsaw. We'll have to go get that during lunch. For now, we're going to try jumping it here and see if it'll get going. That'll work. All right, back chopper bound here. fun to get in there.
Yeah.
Want me to?
I can get a little creative with it.
At least it's easy to get at and stuff.
It's not bad.
Probably easier to get at than a pickup truck one. A new pickup truck,
Yeah. Easier to get at than on a Ford, that's for sure.
I suppose.
You know what? Let's.
Ford can't even jumpstart the tractor.
That's true. Give me something to whack this with.
How big you talking? Just
That'll work.
this hammer?
Yeah, that's a good hammer.
Yeah.
Multi-purpose.
Rochester Central Schools in deep doo-doo.
Why is that?
They're not flying their flags at half-mast.
Really?
Thankfully. Yeah, it was on the radio when I went to get lunch.
Shame.
Yeah. Want me to hold the bar down?
Yep. More?
There she goes.
Okay.
They just got the little hookups.
Little hookups, couple shields.
You need these bolts?
Grab everything off the back of the alternator, the black one. And. Yep.
These little bolts are for the shields?
And there's two smaller ones that are 13 mil heads. I need those.
Those guys. Alright. Back in business yet again. Here is decob corn DK4507. So it's 95-day stuff, planted June 2nd. I just learned in the past the farms I've worked on didn't grow much at all decob. Here we are probably 80% decob corn. The DK45, so the first two numbers in the variety, you add 50 to that, and that's how you get your relative maturity. I was unaware of that. I always just looked on the slip, or in the book to figure that out. And Jack was telling me, he goes, "No, you just add 50. It makes it easy." So DK4507, 95-day stuff. It's pretty it's pretty nice. It's better than I expected it to be on a year this dry with a wet spring like that. It's not going to break any records or even really be where it would usually be on a normal year, but it's better than I expected it to be. I'll just leave it at that. So, kind of a really odd shaped, it's like an L-shaped field. So there's long rows here, and then it kind of wraps around over there. So he kind of usually cuts that off, and then we'll go over and we'll open that piece up over there. I think the whole field altogether is 12, 15 acres, something like that. So not a real big field, but Tyler's going to start spreading pack manure down here right now. We don't need 4 trucks running this close to home. So he's going to start getting pack manure on it. Tomorrow we'll slap it with some liquid and get it worked under, and maybe try to get some triticale planted into this by the weekend. That's the aggressive goal here. So we'll see. Generally, we try to get our wheat and triticale in by September 15th. That's obviously not going to happen this year because of the late spring. It is what it is. You take the hand you're dealt, but we're still going to try getting it in as early as we can. So we're going to hammer it right out here once we get it off, hopefully. All right, we're on the move now to the next field. Just called Land Pro. The head would randomly shut off. Happened probably 3 or 4 times in that field. No real reason. I unplugged all the hookups and blew them out and plugged it back in. Marshall up to Land Pro, he knows these choppers inside now. Had me adjust the sensitivity on the stone detector. He said sometimes with corn, you know, you're bouncing around and it will think it's detecting a stone, and that shuts the head off. Just like when you're in hay, when you get a stone up in there, it shuts you off, so you don't send that through your knives. So we turned the sensitivity down on that. It was probably 2/3 up. We put it down around 1/4 sensitivity. So we'll see if that makes a difference. Hopefully it does. Got Tyler hauling pack manure down there. Yeah. Making things happen here today. He's just cutting the notch through the bottom half now. He's got like 4 or 5 acres left here. We will have our starter pile wrapped up. School's out, so we got a rider. Oh, living the dream. Just living the dream. This field of corn's real nice. I'm looking where I'm going. Don't worry. Yeah, this field of corn is yielding pretty good. This had triticale on it. We slathered it with 15,000 gallons of manure, ripped it right in deep. With the exception of 1 wet hole here on the bottom, the corn's been beautiful corn. So, hey boss, Daddy knows what he's doing.
Go on. Go on.
All right, let's not be rude. So yeah, we just got this little bit here left, and we will have her wrapped up. All right. Well, we wrapped her up. Caleb's just getting this pile squeezed down one last time here, and we're gonna throw some plastic on it, call it a night. All right, well, it is 6 o'clock. We are out of here. You see our starter pile we made over there. Nice little drive over pile. That's the pile of 4th cut and haylage that we put in yesterday. You can see where it kind of dips there. Everything to the right of that's 4th cutting. Quite a pile there. So yeah, under motion. Tomorrow we're gonna get to hauling manure, get to ripping, get to disking, try to get some triticale on the 3 fields that we've got done so far. All right, well, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in the next one. Rock on.